Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to PowerPoint Express. Hey, I'm here today to talk about some of the challenges of recruiting, and these are some of the key things. Character issues, and these are things that are constantly going on as players go out and try to get recruited by high colleges. And I can't express this more is that the character issues, that the things that you may post on social media, the things that you may do, not get in trouble with the law, and all these things now are just escalated to a level that it's unheard of. Back in the 80s, people got around these things. Today, you really just can't get around it. Here at PowerPoint Express Sports, we are trying to emphasize this to students and athletes on both sides of all the ball. It doesn't matter. Defense, offense, it doesn't matter, special teams. You got to clean up your character, and what you do and how you project yourself, and making sure that you are a person of good standing and character. I mean, the levels are high today, and then the other thing is as you're being recruited, you saw the issue with Miami and the boosters getting involved, and you see the issues at different schools, that you hear the rumors of Texas A&M, Miami, all these different issues that are coming into play. These things are starting to escalate and are going to cause problems because of the NIL, and y'all know what I'm talking about, the NIL, the likeness, everybody wanting to get paid early in life, right? And then the other issues that you're running into is family members advising you on where to be recruited. Oh my God, I can't even tell you the amount of people on Twitter right now that parents are on Twitter telling their kids, this is how you're going to get recruited. This is how it happens. And this is what you need to do. No, let me tell you guys something. Come on, man. You need to talk to a professional. Now, I'm going to honestly say, in defense of those parents, there are coaches out there and there are coaches out there that coach at the high school level that don't do a damn thing for student athletes. They go to the playoffs. They use them. They get their championships. They use them. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to call you out. If you have not put at least 5 or 6 kids every year, or 4 or 5 in college, doesn't matter, NIA all the way to Division I. If you haven't done that as a coaching staff, you're failing student athletes. It is your job as a coach. Someone on your staff as a coach, is their responsibility to be the recruiting coach for that team. At the school I coach at, there's 3 of us. We work night and day to ensure that every student athlete that we have can get recruited. Now, however, as I will say this, and some parents may get upset, we can't fix academics, we can't fix behavior, and we can't fix the motivation to be trained. That is something that has to come back from the parents themselves and everyone else involved in that circle of life of that individual student athlete. All right, but here's the problem is that when you're advising them, make sure you're educated on what you're advising them on. Don't go off what 10 years happened to go, or because now that the transfer portal's here and NIL's here, hey man, this is a whole new ball game. This is not the football recruiting that it was 10 years ago. No, there's not 100 athletes every day sitting around with 10 hats on the table trying to decide where they're going to go. Good luck with that. Let me know how that works out for you. The challenges on 7-on-7. 7-on-7 is a great program. We use it at our school. It leverages building like some offensive firepower. It helps with the timing. However, it does not translate over well with some of the college coaches, because at the end of the day, as I always tell people, when you put pads on, that's a new game. When you have to actually put pads on and, have to catch the ball and do the things the hard way, which is, oh my God, there's a defense out there that actually can put a lick on you. Yeah, it doesn't translate to that when you're doing 7-on-7, but 7-on-7 is a great tool for players to be able to work together, and players to be able to kind of figure out what they need to do. So I'm a firm believer. I love 7-on-7. However, I always tell parents, yeah, he was great in 7-on-7, but I'll find out when he has the cornerback that's from one of the top teams in our district come up against him and he gets a lick put on him. Let's find out how good he is, because that's when you find out what players can actually go. Then moving on, player egos, OMG. Gosh, hey, coaches, I can't even touch on that one, so I can talk on that all day. Because we have major social media and we have exacerbated our abilities to pump up the volume in the kids, we now have this escalated ideology on egos, and that a lot of our players right now at the youth level believe that they're already making $1 million before they get there. And then, it doesn't help with the social media. Hold on a sec. Got a ton of people calling me here. It doesn't help. It doesn't help with the commercials that some of the companies are putting out. I'm going to leave those companies alone because I'm trying not to get sued here. But they're showing a 13-year-old playing soccer or a 15-year-old. Hey, but you need to go back and do some background check on that player and find out, that parent, they had money behind that kid. There's marketing. Then if you look at the top kids that are getting NIL money right now, check out their parents and see how broke their parents are. Not really happening. Those kids all got money behind them. The top 10, all their parents got money. So there's a marketing behind all of this. And so right now we have players with egos coming out of youth football. Think about this. They're being hyped up because of social media. They make some some good moves on social media. When I hear a 10-year-old getting a potential commitment to a major Division I school, and the kid hasn't played a down in high school, it's madness. But this is the madness that we're dealing with. We have overinflated egos, and it's driven by some by the parents, some by social media, and a lot by some of the coaches out there that are like, oh, that kid's going to be the best thing since sliced toast. How many athletes back in the 80s, 90s that we saw that were really good at youth football and then they flamed out in college, or they went to the pros and they disappeared? I mean, the list for the pros is long with the amount of guys that have been to the pros and they were one-hit wonders and gone. Same with high school and same with college. You get guys that get in college, they were really good. But when you look at the 1%, that's the problem. We're focused on the 1% and not the overall 100,000 kids that play with the sport that are going to actually have to go out and get a real job after it's all over. Now, they got the thing about the flipping decisions and the offers. This is the other thing is offers aren't on the table that long anymore, everyone. We watched the player currently at my school. He had a couple offers. Sat on them. I don't know what they were worried on, and then boom, the offers were gone. Hey, the offers aren't going to be on the table forever, but if you're a 5-star guy, you can flip your decision 100 times depending on the circumstance. Here's the thing, coaches, guys. Hey, players want to play now. I tell anybody that wants to play now, don't hold out to sit on the bench for somebody and hope you get a ring. If you're chasing a ring, go sit the bench. If you're chasing time and effort, and go find a school that's going to let you play right away and get you some time and get you on the field and let you exercise your skills. You can always transfer. You can always go to transfer portal, which is the new recruiting tool out there for a lot of schools. But you know what? Get your time in. Then some people say, "Oh, you want the logo?" Wait, knock yourself out. If your parents want that logo and they want to be able to sit in the stadium and say, "Oh, my son played at this college because look, he's got the logo, but he's not on the field." So be it. Knock yourselves out. Just understand that colleges do oversign players. That's another thing. And then so a lot of players don't realize when they offer you, they're offering, 4 other guys the same offer. And then they do sign them, and there's a lot of walk-ons. But everybody needs to do the percentage check on how many full scholarships there are at schools, because there's not that many. You need to check on how many is partial. There are a lot of kids that are on football teams that are walk-ons that they're paying to play. That means they paid to go to college and they're on the football team. However, they are not on scholarship. Oh my God, that does exist. And at the end of the day, it's social media is driving this train at all levels. And I'm just going to tell you that it continues to drive this train. And as people look at it, social media has such an impact on high school sports right now. It's off the chain. You make one great hit. There's a kid that got a full scholarship. He made one massive play one day in basketball. And, however, he is as good as the video showed. So he's balling out now. However, the thing is, social media is a great promotion tool for the youth, Huddle and the different programs out there. And, just check on the recruiting agencies that you're going to use and be careful with them. And then, this business is a cutthroat business. It's a cutthroat culture we have. It really is. Don't ever think it has. But let me tell you something. It started back way before in the 80s. So don't think this is something new. We live in a cutthroat culture. I mean, just look at what's on TV. You got The Housewives, you got Survivor, you got Big Brother. I mean, you get all these shows on TV that culminate survival of the fittest. All right, let's go Darwinism. So just understand when you're out there recruiting and you're being recruited and you're trying to get recruited, that this is a rough business. This is no longer where they come knocking your door begging you. There's that 1%, okay, or that 1.5%. But those guys are exception to the rule. The other 98% of players have to earn their way to get that scholarship. All right. So on my other side of my thing here, I put top recruiting scouts on Twitter that I think are really good guys because they have really good character. And so if you guys want to reach out, these guys can give you strong advice on how to be recruited, things you need to do. And now I'm going to tell you straight up, I just took a team to Georgia Southern for recruiting. And let me tell you something. We didn't wear no Crocs. We didn't wear no earrings. We didn't sag. We didn't do any of the top things. We were in khakis or suits. We had button-up shirts. Our guys' clothes were pressed. They look clean. They look mean. And they look professional. I am telling you now, coaches out there, if you're going to send a kid to any scouting thing, that player is the ambassador of your high school. That player represents you. So I tell my players at the end of the day, it's all about professionalism because your job is to prepare these students for their next life. Your job is to prepare student athletes to go to college and be able to perform, but also perform at a level that they're supposed to be, but also be professional because you're setting them up for when they have to go to their first job interview. And I honestly believe it starts in high school. And I honestly believe as student athletes, it's a coach's responsibility as long as the parents to make sure that there's a dress code and a beautiful form of professionalism. I was shocked. My guys came with clean cuts. They were just the epitome of professional, and they just made it work. And honestly, they got complimented on it. And here's the deal. It's the standard that you set will be the fruit that you bear. So if you set a high standard, you're gonna bear good fruit. That's it. Your trees are gonna grow, and you're gonna eat, and you're gonna have a good time. Hey, that's all I wanted to do. Jump on today, talk about recruiting, give you guys my the PowerPoint Express top 10 guys. Yeah, I mean, not top 10, my top 3 guys. Oh my! And you know what? And we're just gonna call it a day. As I always say, man, keep it rolling, enjoy. All right, out of here, man. Enjoy the day. Peace.